Okay, so this is video number 3 and I'm now back in my desk. You'll probably see a lot of the content on my desk because I just do really work quite a bit. So it is Saturday, but I love what I do, and I wanted to share exactly what it is that I spend my time on so that you understand like what it means to really shift from doing everything to being a business owner, but also what it means to be a content creator. So I'm gonna take you through my LinkedIn first, and I do have to look at you while I'm going through this because I don't have a microphone, which is definitely on me. So one of the hardest things for me as a business owner, and I hope if this comes easy to you, I think your business will be in a much better place. And so I'm hoping that I get better at this as well. But if you looked through my messages, so this is like my messages tab right here. If you looked through that before, it had so many unread messages, and that's the one place where I'm really trying to get better. And so I honestly just sat down, I think for like the last 30 minutes, just answering messages. And then I also have this like invitations list of people who are inviting to connect with me. Some of them I kind of don't like accept, and so like now I'm just kind of going back to it and just saying, okay, like would this be a good person in my connection? Because they can be friends, they can be customers. And so LinkedIn is a good lead generation strategy. So I know I'm not posting like these types of content on LinkedIn. I do just want to break down really quickly the difference between, so I'm posting this on TikTok and YouTube, and the carousel style post that I'm talking about, which I did work on as well. So like right here, I worked on the content for the carousel style post. So I have quite a few already, and that's basically the concept. And then I'm gonna hand this to somebody on my team so that they can find the photos, add the overlay text. Super simple. But just the difference between those platforms, which this one will go on Instagram and TikTok. So LinkedIn is the most social media, LinkedIn is the most social of all of the social media platforms. What do I mean by that? It means that your connections, your comments, your DMs, they all really matter. The people that you're connected with, they most likely know you. Same way kind of like Facebook when it comes to like non-business, just personal. And it's one of the fastest ways to really grow your business because there are so many decision makers here. So if you want to grow your business and you want to do cold outreach or anything like that, LinkedIn by far. TikTok and Instagram are heavily on the media side of social media. TikTok really more than anything else. It means on TikTok, if you never comment on somebody else's account, you can probably still do really, really well if you post good media. And then you have YouTube, which is very much a media content really only. You have to optimize it for SEO, so that's search engine optimization, and you have to find a way to make everything so that people would want to click on it. It's a very let me consume this type of medium. And those are really the differences between the social media platforms, and you should learn to differentiate between them so that you can reach the right target audience based on like who it is that you're targeting. Now, for my blog before, I did have a blog, which I can do a whole nother separate video on that. But that one I hyper targeted on Pinterest and Instagram because I traveled. It was a travel blog, so Instagram was like the perfect medium for it, for showcasing like my travels and my pictures and my videos, and just kind of giving out tips for how to travel the world and how to live life. And then I used Pinterest so that I can get people onto the blog posts themselves so that people would read it onto the website, which then funneled into my email marketing. Now, I'm obviously getting off topic. I guess I just want to show you like, what is it that I do? What is it that I focus on? Do I think that content has a place for your business? Absolutely. And I'm not just saying that as a social media marketing agency owner. I'm saying that because I have seen it change other people's lives, my friends, and even myself. And so I really think that you should double down on creating content even if it means that you only start on one platform, one that you're really good at. Create content consistently and really find a way to tell people your story, or tell people, you know, your journey. Kind of same thing that I'm doing here. But just as a final breakdown, I spent about half an hour cleaning up my LinkedIn inbox, another maybe 10 minutes going through my connections list, because there was quite a lot of them and I was reading through it. And usually when you accept the request, a message pops up. And I would say I spent most of my time, I would say I spent a good hour and a half doing the carousel style content that I do want to create. And I did make a promise to myself, so just so you have the full raw behind the scenes experience, I am at number 32 right now. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, 32. And I said that I would have 100 stories before I even send it to my team to create the content. 32, I have done it for 2 days now for less than, this one was, I think, like an hour and a half. These are all estimates because I didn't write anything down. And then the other one was probably maybe like 2 hours. So it does take a while. It takes a while for me to like jog my memory of like, what are the stories I want to tell. Sometimes it helps if you put it in a notebook. This is just the same notebook that I showed you a while ago, but you know, sometimes it helps to have content ideas in a notebook. But sometimes if you just get in a flow, like honestly, just opening it up and writing it in. Now, for this one specifically, I am not using AI at all. This has all been handwritten by me because it is my story, and so it is a lot harder to get AI to do that. And then just another like length of full transparency, I do have like the other one that I was showing to you guys before, which goes into our sticky post page. So if you go on my LinkedIn, so this is let me click on my profile. So this is my personal profile. I'll zoom in there with you. And so if you click that, like you'll see my posts right here. So these are like more of the LinkedIn lead generation posts. Whereas if I were to click on stickypost.social, which is my company, so like, oops, it's offering me things. So if you look here, like this is the dashboard, but if you click on page post, that's where the other one kind of goes. And so there are multiple like content streams here, and that might seem like a lot. It took me a while to even get here. I would say 5 months ago, we didn't even have all of these. Like, I was not consistent. And so don't beat yourself up either if you can't stay consistent on something. And that could be like a whole nother topic as well, but I just want to brush on that really, really quickly. It's like, and that goes for anything. It goes for habits. You know, the consistency is the key. I will tell you that consistency is the key. But if, let's say you became consistent and then you stopped, and then you became consistent again and you stopped, and you became consistent again and you stopped. To me, I think you're building the muscles of just like knowing what it's like to be consistent, and then you'll eventually have the discipline to make it happen. Do not beat yourself up for not having the ability to be so disciplined early on in the beginning. It will come, I promise you that, because it'll also depend on what it is that you're working on. And so I do want to be able to post this on TikTok. Maybe one of these days I'll make something longer for YouTube specifically. But I'm just kind of testing the waters right now. So I'm going to end this video right here. There's not going to be a stitch because we're coming up on 10 minutes. But this is just behind the scenes of what I'm doing on a Saturday as a content creator and as a social media marketing agency owner.